Paradise Lost. The character Saturn. Before considering the character of Milton Saturn, it may be desirable to remove an ambiguity by noticing that Jane Austen's Miss Bennet could be described either as very entertaining or a very tedious person. If we say the first, we should mean that the author's portrait of her entertains us while we read. If we read the second, we should mean that it does so by being the portrait of a person whom the other person in Emma finds tedious and whose like we also should find tedious in real life. For it is very old critical discovery that the imitation in art of unpleasant object may be a pleasing imitation. In the same way, the proposition of Milton Saturn is magnificent character may bear two reasons. It may mean that Milton's presentation of him is a magnificent poetical achievement which engaged the attention and excites the admiration of reader. On the other hand, it may mean that the real being, if any, whom Milton is depicting, or any real being like Saturn, if there were one, or real human being insofar as he resembles Milton Saturn, is or ought to be an object of admiration and sympathy, conscious and unconscious, on the part of the poet or his reader, or both. The first, so far as I know, has never till modern times been denied. The second never affirmed before the time of Blake and Shelley. For when Dryden said that Saturn was Milton's hero, he meant something quite different. It is, in my opinion, wholly enormous in saying that this. I have, however, trespassed beyond the bound of purely literary criticism in what follows. Therefore, I shall not labor directly to convert those who admire Saturn, but only to make a little clear what it is they are admiring. That Milton could not have shared this admiration then, I hope, need no argument. The main difficulty is that any real exposition of the Satanic character and Satanic predicament is likely to provoke the question: do you then regard Paradise Lost a comic poem? To this answer, no, but only those will fully understand it who see that it might have been a comic poem. Milton has chosen to treat the Satanic predicament in the epic form and has therefore subordinated the absurdity of Saturn to his misery which he suffer and inflict. Another author, Meredith, has treated it as comedy which consequent subordination of its tragic element. But the exotic means none the less pendant in Paradise Lost. In just Meredith cannot include all pathos from Sir Willoughby. So Milton cannot exclude